This is the Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, good morning.
Got a couple of treats for you today. Millsy.
Oh, he was great value, Nat.
Ripping bloke.
Yeah.
Surprisingly lovely.
Another treat I think for you is to have a sip of a cold drink of water, a tall drink of water actually, and that is our Harry, who came back from Japan, not with any presents, but with
COVID, of course. Well done, Harry. Jordan.
Luckily, we had a doctor in the house because Dr. Ahmed joined us as well.
Great link there, Natalie. Jordan Usher, our Perth Wildcat, joins us as well.
And we discuss relationships when one of you are getting fit and the other person isn't.
This is Perth's own Nathan, Nat and Shaun on Nova 937.
Hello. It's 6:04. Nathan and Shaun. Morning, everybody.
Good morning, everyone.
Thursday.
It's
so
only
funny.
Thursday.
Nova right now is experiencing renovations, right?
Yeah. Just started.
We're
started.
getting a facelift. We actually thought most of it would be done during the time that we're on break.
Yeah, but that would
nothing
make
was.
sense, mate.
The doors were taken off the cupboard in the kitchen.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway,
That's
so
all
they're
6
now
weeks.
distributing all of the stuff and all of the people throughout Nova. Right now, it looks like a share house in London in the offices, the amount of desks there are.
Just being jammed
And there's
into
also
every
just
corner.
random crap.
There's a couple of desks outside studio too, and it just looks really random. But I just noticed that the photocopier was outside
Yes,
the audio
that
booth
was there
there.
yesterday.
Okay. Because you just walk past things, Nathan.
I
You
didn't
hadn't
even see it.
Yeah, and you just, what the hell is that doing there? It's a giant
And we're
photocopier
only
in
at
the
the
middle of
start. We haven't even got everything from that end of the building into this end of the building. This is going to look like a hoarder's house.
Yes, that's exactly what it's going to look like. And they took a whole heap of stuff out.
Yeah, I know.
And still it looks...
And we're
so
at the
good.
beginning, and it's going to go for months.
And we have to have, guests come in. Millsy's coming in, right?
Today,
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah. Jordan Usher's coming in as well. And we have to say, it's mind the mess.
Just come in over here, straight ahead. Just go over the top. What's that? That's a bunch of computers on a pallet.
You're only a what if away from a New Year getaway with whatif.com.
Oh, Aussies just know how to holiday. It's in our DNA.
Book your accommodation, flights, car hire and more, all on the What If app. What if it's Aussie for travel?
So, the start of 2024, the whole team was back, except for one giant, tall drink of water.
He is a drink of water.
But he's
Harry
back today.
Fitzgerald.
Yay, Harry!
We came back on Monday, Harry. You decided to come back on Thursday. What's up with
How
that?
well did I time a few more
Perfect.
days off
Couldn't have been
after
better.
my holiday? And I needed a break. It was tiring.
So, Harry, you went on a wonderful holiday where?
Japan.
And what did you bring back?
COVID! Oh, my God, we survived. Well, there was the earthquake, of course,
Yeah.
as well.
Tell us about that, Harry. So when you're over there,
Yeah, 1st of January, I was pretty hungover. I didn't feel it. The other people, the people within our hotel reckon the whole building was swollen.
Well, you know what it is when your head's spinning so much you can't feel the earth shaking.
Yeah, I was in time. I was with the swing. Yeah, so that was good. Then we were at Haneda Airport 2 hours before Japan Airlines crashed into the Coast Guard plane.
Far out.
The day out, my brother flew up to Sapporo, and that plane was just sitting on the tarmac still there, burnt out.
Yeah.
Wild.
No.
Horrifying.
And then everyone got COVID. I managed to avoid it until the last day of the holiday.
That's perfect.
Yeah. It's timed it really well.
Yeah,
and then you got on a plane with COVID
tell us about
and
the
came
flight.
home.
Anything above the equator is just disgusting. COVID, everyone's sick. Kuala Lumpur to Perth, this flight was like one of those medivac flights with injured soldiers. Everyone was absolutely battling, and it was laughable, the coughing and spluttering on that flight.
Yeah, if you're fit and healthy and you jump on there, because you're just getting back from your own holiday and you jump, you would be furious.
Can you think
and
about
shaking.
it though? Think about right back to the start of COVID, right?
Yes.
If you found out that if there was a rumour that someone on that flight was going to have a COVID, you wouldn't have gone on the plane. And now people are like, well, everyone wearing masks.
No.
Everyone just lets the virus fly now.
Nathan, on the back of that, remember that you would have had a bus sent to the airport to take the entire plane off and send it
and
to
a
the
military guard to make sure that you don't stray from the given path to the hotel room where you were locked in. locked in.
Locked in.
I would have had
I
2 weeks
remember,
off work.
I remember as well. Remember when they realised that the gaps under the door and in these COVID hotels, the virus was escaping under the door
Because
and the door goes.
the guy sitting in the hallway
the
got
guy
it.
sitting in the hallway is like, it can get under the door.
I mean,
We're
there's
like, oh shit!
nothing that a good door sausage couldn't have fixed.
It's
but
so
still.
funny.
Jaw sausage. Underutilised
Well,
word
welcome
now.
back, Harry.
Welcome
Thank you.
back.
It's just great to be back. I missed you guys so much.
Thank
Yeah.
you. I cannot wait. Later on, is it today we're going to go through the gifts that you got us from Tokyo?
Oh, of course, yeah, of course.
Great.
Yeah,
Can't wait.
They're
Can't
really
wait.
good too.
It's gonna be great.
Really
Well done,
expensive.
Nathan, Nat, and Shaun podcast.
So we were talking about the renovations.
Yes.
Here, and we mentioned that some of the rooms are starting to look like a share house in the UK. One of those rooms is actually Ellie's newsroom, her office.
It's more like a
So
call
Ellie, it's
centre at the moment.
usually who's
Yes.
in there.
Me,
Yep.
Sam,
Yep. And then Sean in the morning.
and Shaun in
Sean's
the
out of there by
morning.
10.
He comes and goes.
And now?
How are we going in there now?
Me,
Yep.
Sam, Shaun, Harry, Ben,
Yep.
Ross,
Yep.
Nat Price,
Yep.
Dave McClung.
It's wall to wall.
How are
isn't
you
it?
feeling about it?
There's already been like a list of rules put up on the whiteboard.
By you?
No, they're about me, but
They're about me.
by me.
Oh, okay. Then
Okay,
a
what are
little bit
they?
later on, can you go and
yes,
can you
please.
come
Yeah,
back in
let's
with
see
the
the list.
rules so we can all know? Okay, great,
Okay,
fantastic.
so look forward
Anyway,
to it.
Ali's really loving it.
This is a podcast of Nathan, Nat, and Shaun.
From favourite beach getaways to the outback, take your pick of great Aussie trips on the What If app. Book accommodation, flights and more. What if it's Aussie for travel?
We've got an easy $500 cash thanks to our mates What If up for grabs. All you have to do is tell us today's Australian tourist destination.
Yeah,
Is
we've
that what
said
we're
that.
calling it?
Can it be Dan from Churchlands? Good morning, Dan.
Morning, guys.
Hi,
All right,
Dad.
Jan.
Dad. So all we need from you is a really clever question.
Yeah. A question that requires a yes or no answer.
yeah.
Get a yes, you can keep going. Get
Yeah.
a no, we move on.
All right, Dan. Let's see if the first person can
Yeah.
take this out. Let's go.
Okay. Is the attraction located in the East Coast?
Is it in the East Coast?
Yes. You would
Yes.
say
Yeah,
The
yes.
answer
well,
is yes, Dan.
Yes.
If we're looking at a direction, it's
Yes,
it's
yes,
east.
indeed. You may ask another question, Dan.
Is it free to see the attraction?
Yes, it is free to see the attraction.
And when I swear there, and then it's $80.
You pay Nathan
That's
directly.
a great question,
Cash.
though, Dan.
Cash.
That's a great question. Keep going.
Is it located in a capital city?
No.
No.
Oh, Dan,
No,
I
it's
thought
not.
you were going to do
But
it.
Dan, you've done very well. Thank you.
But also failed.
Glenda's in Kinross. Hi, Glenda.
Hi, how are you
Hi,
guys?
Morning, Glenda.
Great,
A couple of
Glenda.
good questions
Well,
there.
yeah.
We have learnt some stuff.
We
That's
did.
right.
Well done,
Thank you,
Dan.
I'd rock up to your class.
Okay, so Glenda, what is your question?
Is it in the state of New South Wales?
It is not.
No, Glenda.
Thank you for playing Glenda.
Let's move on to our friend Scott. Hi, Scott.
Good morning.
Good
Hello,
morning, Scott.
Okay, what's your question?
Is it by the ocean?
It is not
No,
by the ocean.
No.
It's
Cake by
not
the ocean.
Thanks, Scott. Pat's in East
It's a
Perth.
cake.
Morning, Pat.
Yeah, it is world class. Can you guess? The Great Barrier Reef.
It is not the Great Barrier Reef.
Not the Great Barrier Reef there,
Sorry,
Pat.
Hi, Fiona.
Hence, it's not by the ocean.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, because
Nats,
the
Nats.
Great Barrier Reef is in the ocean.
Well done, Nat.
Hello, Fiona.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, Fiona. Okay.
What have you got for us, Fee?
Is it located in Queensland?
It is
No,
not.
it is not.
It's not. Thank you, Fiona.
Leslie?
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 Yes.
Leslie.
Okay. What is your question? Hello?
Is it in Victoria?
It is not in
Not in
Victoria.
Victoria.
We're narrowing it down.
If you were listening,
Yep, that's right. So it's not in Queensland, not in New South Wales, and not in Victoria.
Hey, Ryan.
Hello.
Hey,
Hi,
buddy.
Ryan.
All right, give us a question.
Is it coastal?
No.
No, it's
No.
not close. It was not in the water.
Yeah.
Everybody, we are playing for a $500. Thanks to What If.
there's
We
an
are.
obvious question that should be asked straight
I know.
away. Chris, good
Hello,
morning.
Chris.
G'day, how are you guys?
Good,
Oh,
mate.
Hey,
Chris.
Chris. Okay, what's your question?
So it's inland.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Is it in South Australia?
It is not.
No.
In South
It's not in South
Australia.
Australia.
This is so funny. Hi, Danielle.
Morning, guys. How you going?
Good,
Danielle,
Danielle.
you're becoming a regular on this competition.
I love
and
it.
I'm here for it.
I am. I just want to say I missed you guys so much over the holidays. I actually needed you back in my life for morning routine.
So honoured.
Yeah, you can hire us separately or
Yes.
together
Yeah, we could have
for
just come to
private
your house.
functions.
You come together.
Hey,
Only together.
I don't want you separately.
So, Danielle, we know it's not in Queensland, New South Wales, Victoria or South Australia.
Yeah.
We know that it's inland.
We
but-
know it's not in the ocean, near the ocean, near the coast.
And it's not
Because it's inland.
in the capital city and you don't have to, there's no entrance fee.
Right.
So,
All right,
Danielle.
what is your question,
Okay.
Danielle?
Is it in the Northern Territory?
No.
Oh, my God. Okay.
This is so funny. Hi, Jess.
Jess. Good morning, Jess.
Morning, guys. How are we?
Jess, we're paying for this $500 thanks to What
Yes.
If. We need to give it away.
It's so
Come
funny.
on.
All right, so give us a question.
Is it in Tasmania?
Yes, it is.
I feel like you should win just for that.
It's in Tasmania, so and it's not on the coast.
Yep.
Which I mean, in Tasmania, that
Yep.
limits things a
Yep.
lot.
All right,
okay.
Jess. Give us another one.
I'll have a stab. Is it Cradle Mountain?
Yes.
Beautiful spot, by the way. $500 cash thanks to our mates at What If is all yours, Jess.
Oh, that's fabulous. And also, welcome back, guys.
Thank you, Jess.
Thank you.
It's really lovely.
Oh, it's
and well
really
played.
nice.
Yeah.
Gee, well, every state before
Did
we
we
got
just?
to
I know,
Tassie.
everybody
So we're
forgets
gonna go
about
there for
Tassie. We're doing it again tomorrow, everybody, for the last time.
It's the Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
All right, guys. We're going to read out a letter here. It's a Dear Jane letter. It's one of those online things where people write to a
Very similar
about
to
their
Dolly
problems.
Doctor.
An advice column. Yeah, right.
Dear Jane, my husband of 23 years had what you might describe as a midlife crisis not too long ago, although he's only 56. And
No, that
is
would be midlife. Not gonna live to 112, honey.
What are you talking about?
And started becoming obsessed with getting rid of his dad bod. I've always thought he was in pretty good shape, but suddenly he was hitting the gym at least once a day, sometimes twice on weekends, and he started to see very quick results. I guess he's what you describe now as a hunk, especially for his age, and he's very proud of the work that he's done, understandably. The thing is, his newfound confidence is making me feel truly terrible about myself. While he's spending time hitting the gym, I'm picking up after our 3 kids, ferrying them to this activity and that activity. By the time all that is done, I'm exhausted. I can't even think about working out. So she's sort of stuck. She goes on about how, he doesn't shame her or anything.
No.
It's just that he's just doing her thing. And he said to her, maybe, he suggested to her, maybe you should start working out because I feel great.
Yes.
The amount of energy I've got is really great. But she's seeing all that as a negative dig, even though she's not. She knows it's not a dig. But what? Okay, Shaun, you're training at the moment.
Yeah.
Heavily.
Megan's in good nick, by the way. So I just want to know, but I know Megan doesn't train, does she? She doesn't go out and do.
if
She plays. She
training,
goes and plays a game here.
does
and
a lot of.
Do you do a bit of Pilates?
She does wind-ups.
Wind-ups, very big in our
glass
household.
curls.
So you're all or nothing. So you are full into it now of training all the time and not drinking and eating lettuce.
So
That's you
I
now.
want to talk about
that's
the
me.
world and 13, 24, 10, if this is happening with you and you want to weigh in. I want to talk about the world of
Weigh
when
in.
one
No one
of
wants
you
to weigh in.
when one of you is down a super fit, healthy path and the other one isn't.
Okay, from my side of the story right now and thinking about that, and you guys know what I'm doing at the moment, so doing all the swimming stuff. But next week, I've got a huge week of just Ks and Ks and Ks and Ks.
Yes, you've already put us on notice about how you won't be contributing at all to the show.
Yes, I have, and I do apologise in advance. But
Sent us a text message yesterday.
Signed yours faithfully, Shaun.
I'm not doing anything for the next 2 weeks.
Just a quick heads up. And Ellie's like, I won't notice the difference.
No, I think everybody said the same thing. So with that, I've said to Megan that I want her to go away next week.
Oh, because...
Just so she's not tripping me up, Nate.
So what do you mean? Now, is Megan trying to derail you?
She would happily make sure that there, a lot of times there's not ice creams and or stuff hanging around in our household, but this would be
Cooper
a
eats
week.
it straight away.
At midnight for some reason.
I know.
She would make sure that for whatever reason, the ice creams
Fully
will be out,
stocked.
the icy poles will be out, there'll be more muffins
The
hanging
beers are on
around.
ice.
And will she offer? Will she say, "Come on"?
Always offer me. Oh, come on.
So she's not supporting you in your quest to. You're swimming to Rottnest solo. That's what you're doing.
Yeah.
And she's not going, right, I'm Team Shaun, I'm behind you. She's trying to derail you.
100%
But I get it, though. I get where she's coming from, though, because say she wants a bowl of ice cream, right? You feel less guilt if someone else is eating it with you.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's what it comes down to. Like, and you don't feel as bad as yourself because you're doing it too.
Yeah. So it's also
But there are other people in the house that could do that.
I know, but what Shaun's doing is Shaun's leaving her alone in this relationship.
But that's the level I'm going to. I want to ship her out for the week so she cannot derail what I'm trying to do.
Yeah.
All right.
It's getting bad, isn't it?
We want to discuss when one of you in a relationship is getting fit or as fit as and the other one isn't. Ali, does Dougie eat well and go to the gym and everything?
He started a fitness thing actually recently. Walking. He was walking a lot.
And how are you feeling about it?
Because he used to do powerlifting, so he'd be eating and he'd big on his diet before.
Yes. It's hard.
In your heart of hearts, how are you feeling about
I'm
it?
Devo. I'm like, come on, man, you're making me look bad. Stop it.
And he's not saying you should come too or anything, is he? He's not trying to drag you into it, but he's just living his best
life. He gets
life.
up in the morning and my argument is I'm going to work when you're going for a walk, so who's really working harder?
It's a great point. We are talking about, well, it's the new year, new you, as we know.
Yeah.
But what if the new year, new you only applies to one person in the relationship? One person is getting super fit and eating clean, and the other person is not.
I think you should back your partner in if they choose to do whatever that is.
We found out, and I'm glad to say this now in case Megan is just getting up. Shaun has said that Megan is a derailer, and she tries to ram like paddle pops and stuff in his mouth.
She knows that I'm trying to ship her out. I've said to her extensively.
So next week for you is hell week as far as training is concerned. So you're all in. And so you need her to be elsewhere.
I would love her to be at home living a normal life.
She's living her normal life.
But then again, can I just say, I was thinking, right, so I was always thinking from the person that isn't getting fit, thinking, oh my God, I can understand their resentment towards the person that is because they've got to get up and go and change their life.
Yes.
They're looking better and you're not. But on the flip side as well, it must be infuriating for the fit person to smell burgers.
Having all that stuff.
Have that stuff around.
You buy that stuff and put it in your kitchen, Nathan. You
the
don't
constant sound of champagne corks popping.
All the time.
Hello, Tasha.
Hey, how you going?
Good, Tasha. All right, is this ring true in your household?
Oh, very true. Very, very true. My husband is the fit freak. He's a wrestler and he's always on the fit wagon. He's got his meals prepped, always frozen, ready to go, and I am not. So when we'll go out for things like dinner and he's really winding it all in, he will take his food with him and I will order and he will have his frozen food.
At a restaurant?
Will they heat it up for him?
Sometimes they do, and if they don't, then I have to get mine to go and we can go and have a picnic.
Oh, my God, Tash. Hey, that sacrifice.
Hey,
I don't know how I'd feel with my partner sitting there, and I know I'll get right into it with the food thing sometimes, but if they're rolling out their own food at a restaurant.
Remember there was a couple, they were on The Amazing Race, and they were a Perth couple, and they came in here and we interviewed them, and it was the saddest thing I've ever seen. At least they were both doing it themselves. So super fit. But they told us, because they said, can we borrow your microwave? We said, yeah, no worries, sure thing. And they took a sweet potato out of a Tupperware container and went and heated it up.
Had an emergency sweet potato in their bag.
And they said they carry a sweet potato everywhere just in case they needed to split it in an emergency.
The carbs, that's what
so sad.
I mean, the upside is, Tasha, you get all the chips to yourself.
Yeah.
I mean,
I never have to share. They're always all for me.
So that's a bonus.
Hey, Tasha, does it make you feel, how does it make you feel about yourself knowing that, how do you feel about yourself?
Oh, I'm all for him doing it, but sometimes he'll be like, hey, so are you going to the gym today? And I'm kind of like, no.
Absolutely not.
And I can tell you now I'm not going tomorrow either. Hey, can you tell us about his wrestling as well?
Yeah, I want to know about that.
Yeah. So he wrestles for a company in Perth, and he does the professional wrestling, so it's all the flippy fun stuff and the
Unreal. They're coming to town. Is it next month?
WWE.
Yeah, next month, and that's why it's so crazy in our house because he's getting ready. He's got big shows coming up. So
What's his wrestling name? Can we know? Do you mind?
Yeah, his name's Hayden Zenit.
Hayden Zenit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Zenit.
Google him right now.
Okay, and
he will love it if you do.
well, you're just saying, Tash. So is he putting on performances? Is he a part of that card at all, or around town for all the wrestling fans?
Yeah, so he's on the EPW Super Show coming up as well, which is he's all excited for.
Well, we're just saying.
Is he called Daddy Cool?
He is Daddy Cool. That's my husband.
Daddy Cool. You're married to Daddy Cool. Who's your Daddy Cool? Oh, he's Hayden.
Morning, Hayden.
Good on you, Tash.
Yeah, he's fit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're sorry you have to put up there with that, Tash.
Yeah, see him do a flying kick. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it?
It's a struggle.
Yeah, thanks, Tash. Andrew's in Atwell. Hello.
Hi, how you going?
Hey, great, Andrea. What's going on in your household?
Well, what happened was I decided I needed to lose weight and get fit. So I went to the gym, joined, one of those weight loss programs, and my husband said, this is great. I'll just eat what you're eating. I said, fine. So there I was, losing weight, getting fit. And on the weigh-ins, I noticed he was losing more weight than me.
Yeah.
So, but don't worry. I fixed it. What I did is I just put more calories on his plate, and he didn't. And he didn't know. He didn't know. So I started losing more weight than him, and he started gaining weight, and he couldn't figure out why this was occurring. And I didn't tell him for ages, but then, So,
good on you, Andrea. I'm okay
mixing
with that.
butter in with everything on his plate. Yeah.
It's really great, and it's a great thing to establish as well how much he concentrates on his food, because if you get really sick of him, poisoning is always an option.
The mushrooms.
The mushrooms.
Allegedly.
I love mushrooms. I've been sitting duck.
Andrea, thank you.
Nathan, Nat, and Shaun podcast.
Right now, we have a special guest in the studio. His name is Dr. Ahmed. He has a show called Taste of Your Own Medicine. The doctor's turn being the patient starts tomorrow night. And he is an actual doctor.
Yes,
Dr.
he is.
Ahmed, hello.
Hello, morning.
Hey, Dr. Ahmed, how much are the tickets for your show?
Full price is something like $40, but there's lots
That's a bargain, because if you do have any medical issues, you might as well just buy a ticket to your show and try and get you to sort it out for them while they're there, because it'll be cheaper than going to the doctor.
Do they get a discount with their Medicare card?
Yes, rebates, full rebates.
Before Dr. Ahmed came in the studio, me and Amy, our producer, were sitting out there and asking questions. So
all
we
you
got a couple of
asking him
freebies. I just talked to him about
your bum pain.
All of your rashes.
I know, I was getting to that.
Literally, he took down his trousers.
And I said
he
to
was
him,
like,
stop
look
putting
at
things
this.
in it. And then that'll solve that.
I just wanted to cough.
And Amy was talking about her husband's skin.
Yeah. Story of my life. They were like, hi, welcome to the studio. So I want to show you this rash. Straight, no, not even, how are you today?
You must have seen so many penises in your time.
Oh, I have, yes.
But what about professionally?
You stole my line. That's what I was going to say.
Before we get stuck into your show,
I have seen a lot of vaginas too.
Okay, great. That's full of opportunity. I like that.
To balance it out. I don't think on the computer counts, Shaun.
Do doctors still have your doctor bag where you've got all your doctor, because you've got a stethoscope around you right now?
Yes.
Do you still have your doctor bag with your doctor things? And then, in the movies, suddenly someone knocks on the door from down the street and goes, Dr. Ahmed, someone needs help, and you grab your doctor bag and run out.
Yes, so we all have one, but it just lives in a cupboard now.
Right. So no one uses their doctor
bag? Not really, because so few make home visits. And if you do, then you've got like a whole car with all IKEA things inside it to separate all the things.
Yeah, right.
And whenever you're on a flight, do you let them know that you're a doctor?
I used to when I was a GP, but now that I've retrained as a dermatologist, I feel like they probably wouldn't want me in an emergency.
But you've still got the skills. You could still save
I agree,
a life.
but if you're having a heart attack and then...
Someone's going to do it first class.
Yes.
There's a pimple.
And then I'm a dermatologist, let me through it. So I always wait. I see if someone else says yes, and then if they don't, then I say yes.
That's right, because they go, oh my God, I'm a doctor. Oh, thank God. What do you specialise in? Dermatology.
Yeah.
And then you see their face drop.
Yeah.
I was on a flight recently, that direct flight to London, so 17-hour flight, and 3.5 hours in, they had a medical emergency. We ended up in Singapore, and the guy survived, but only because business class was full of doctors going on their Euro vacay. And I have a theory theory that doctors, there's a reason there's such problems in the hospitals and stuff, is because all the doctors are always on holidays or at the beach, because whenever there's an incident, there's always a doctor there instead of at work in their clinic. Is that true? Are you just taking holidays all the time?
I think it's just because there's a lot of us, maybe.
Okay.
But I just have to say one thing I noticed on flights, and this happened a few times when we've been flying overseas. A couple of times been lucky enough when the people have recognised me at the gate to upgrade me, mum and dad. But always when they read up those names of those people that are, being upgraded, there's always a few doctors in there because they just get upgraded because they're doctors. Did you ever get a...
I've never been upgraded, so...
Oh, you're only a dermatologist.
Even when I help people, like I got a bag of peanuts and a Coca-Cola as a thank you for helping.
They give that to everyone anyway. You know
I still didn't get upgraded. So,
a bag of peanuts on a Coca-Cola.
Dr. Ahmed, your show, though, is about you being the patient in these circumstances. So...
Definitely.
Get gallstones or something? What was it?
Oh, my gosh. I had a number of things. So I'd been healthy my whole life. And then just suddenly I got a kidney stone that wouldn't pass. So I had to have that fished out.
They reckon that the pain from that is super intense.
You're weeing it out, right?
Pretty bad. Yeah, no, it wouldn't wee out. That was a problem. So then they had to go in and fish it out. Yes.
Yeah.
And then I decided I had 18 years was long enough to wait to mention that I had a lump on my testicle. So I got that sorted
Doctors
at the same time.
are the worst.
Oh,
Terrible.
my God, thank
Terrible.
God. Thank God.
That wasn't the start of a joke.
You're okay?
No, yeah, I'm fine.
But...
Even if I wasn't okay, it would be my own fault for leaving
because they talk about early detection, getting on things early.
No, it's funny, this whole show, but anyways, I'll tell you, and then I ended up having angina because I had a fight with someone and I got so upset and I was so stressed, I got chest pain and I spent 6 days in coronary care.
So when you say you got upset with someone, do you mean...
It was the police.
What happened? Can you give us a little...
Well, I had come from Melbourne back to Perth, which is where I live, and I was expecting home quarantine, and they wanted me to do a hotel quarantine.
Yeah, okay, right.
And I had just had all this surgery. I was fed up. I was tired, and then it just went out of control.
Yeah, China.
So you were at home?
No, this was at the airport. I was coming back. I'd just finished a year studying in Melbourne.
Yeah.
I'd already had to quarantine once in the middle because when I had all this kidney stone problem in Perth, I wanted, because I left my husband here.
Yeah.
Come see the show and it will all make sense. So then
it was a weird time.
It would have been my second quarantine, and I was just over it.
Yes.
And I got really upset, and then I started getting chest pain, and then I thought I was just being dramatic.
So then you quarantined in coronary care.
I quarantined 6 days in coronary care. So that's.
And then his balls swelled.
No, the ball was before. The ball was before. Yeah. So I do feel like it was karma though, because I had all my previous shows had been jokes about things that patients did that I found funny, and I found myself doing almost all.
And doctors make the worst patients, don't they?
I think so now after having done it, and I also realised I don't have low pain threshold. I have no pain.
Is that right?
None whatsoever. Yeah. So when they ask you what is your pain on a scale of 1 to 10,
you're saying 16.
Always, yes.
Taking a band-aid off hurts.
Yes, literally.
You know how a lot of people Google their symptoms and they jump to the fact that you look at something, I'm going to die, this is going to happen to you. As a doctor, when something happens to you, like gallstones, do you immediately go, I'm going down?
There's 2 life phases. So when you're a medical student and a junior doctor, you do think you have everything. Everyone has had like leukemia, lymphoma, and then when you're older, you think you have nothing. And this whole time, I was like crying, screaming in pain in my bedroom, and I was convinced I had like whole body pain, which is like what brown people get when we're really upset. And I was like, nope, you're away from your husband, you're in Melbourne, it's locked down, this is just whole body pain.
I didn't know this is what brown people did.
Oh yes, no. There's a medical term for it. Yeah, we somatize. So instead of saying, I'm sad, we'll say, I have pain, too much pain.
Yes, right.
People have literally written books. So I just thought, and I talked myself out of everything, and every single thing actually turned out to be something
a legitimate medical complaint.
That's why it's dangerous to be related to a doctor, because for patients we like have a different hat on and we're very serious. But if you're a kid of like a nurse or a doctor, I can tell you with certainty your parent will have missed a broken arm or missed appendicitis.
I know cases
you're just like, nope, not in my house. And I did that whole thing with me. It was another thing I learned, that if anyone listening, if something is happening to you, before you decide it's psychological, you should get it checked out.
Dr. Ahmed, I want to ask, how does a doctor choose their doctor?
That's why I put off for 18 years getting my testicles sorted.
Why?
Because all your colleague. All other doctors are your colleagues.
You don't want to show them your doodle?
Pretty much, yeah. Like, in some way or another, you work with them.
That was day one here at Nova.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you had to show it. You had to sign with it.
Yes. So that's why. So then you just end up, like, just saying, that's why. When you're in pain and it's an emergency, and previously I used to go, if it was, like, for elective care, I'd go out of the city because I didn't want to...
What, so you were driving to Northern or something
you can't
to get
do that.
Meeting in a seedy hotel so no one can see.
So now when I started living in Perth, I was like, okay, maybe I do have to just see my colleagues.
It was either that or go to Bunbury, one of the two.
Wow.
That's amazing, isn't it?
Very
Always wondered how a doctor picks a doctor.
Yeah.
But that's how,
They don't, mostly.
Yes.
Yeah.
But this sounds like it's going to be a very interesting show.
All right, you can
Okay, that's
check it out.
funny.
It's called Taste of Your Own Medicine, The Doctor's Turn Being the Patient. Tickets from fringeworld.com.au. And your shows start tomorrow night. How many are you doing?
I'm doing 8 shows.
Big season.
And it's in the beautiful Heath Ledger Theatre.
Oh, you got the good one.
Only the best for me.
I know. That's where the cream of the crop goes,
I
hey?
don't do tents anymore. I'm a dermatologist. And just for one weekend at Subiaco Arts Centre, I'm bringing back Dr. Ahmed Gets Hitched, my big fat gay Greek Pakistani wedding.
Okay, awesome.
For anyone that missed
Awesome.
Quite the title.
Yeah.
So good. Dr. Ahmed, thank you so much.
thank
And
you.
we'll get you to look at some rashes on your way out. Thank you.
This is the Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
Hey, hi, it's Taylor. Be the first to see Taylor's Eras tour before she hits Australia.
A once-in-a-lifetime concert experience. Taylor Swift live in Tokyo.
Oh, yes, you and your bestie in Tokyo to see Tay Tay. And that's soon. Like, I think the show's the 7th of Feb, so
Be
not
amazing.
too far away.
Yeah.
How much better would that be seeing it in Tokyo than anywhere here?
Oh, it'd be
Miles.
absolutely amazing. We do want to make sure that Taylor's safe while we're over there, though, right? I read an article yesterday about a Canadian study where they have analysed the finger lengths of volunteers with clinically diagnosed psychiatric issues in order to determine whether being a psycho is biologically rooted. So here is the deal. If your index finger is shorter than your ring finger, you're a psycho. Mine is shorter.
Mine is shorter. Everyone's shorter. We're all
Everyone's
psychopaths.
Then we're all psychos.
Your index finger
So
shorter than your...
what they did,
It's called the
Nathan.
2D, 4D ratio.
So what they did is they checked all the psychopaths, and it was, but they didn't check all the regular people who it also is.
So are we all psychopaths here?
Apparently.
What? Harry what?
Harry's borderline.
Harry's not the
same.
psycho.
Same.
Harry is not the psycho.
Well, there goes that research, because he clearly is. All right, well, let's get to our people. Hayley's in Rockingham. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Hayley,
Good,
look
Hayley.
at your hand.
We want to know, is your index finger, is it shorter than your ring finger?
Well, on my left hand, actually, I would be a psycho. On my right hand, I would be normal.
Oh.
So you'll
yeah.
murder people on your left with your
With
left
the left
side.
hand, yeah.
And then you'll help
Yeah,
them,
so it
then you'll try to
depends
save their
on
lives
what
with your
side.
right.
Yes.
I didn't know you could have...
What, two different things?
no.
Yes.
Well,
One girl, girls got one boob bigger than the others too, don't you?
yeah, and just like one of your balls hangs lower.
So they don't cling together. You
So
know,
they're
those
not
things you got
together.
from things, those silver balls, and you hit one and then it goes clink, clink, clink on the desk. That's so. That doesn't
Hayley,
matter.
guess what? You're in the running to see Tay Tay in Tokyo.
Yes. Thank you. That's awesome.
Let's go to Max. Hi, Max.
Hello, good morning.
Hey,
I reckon
mate.
Max is a
Excited to see
psychopath.
if you're a psycho. Okay, so index finger, is it shorter than your ring finger?
It is on both my hands.
Yeah.
On both his hands.
That's. I would say that. I'd say you're normal.
I think...
I agree. I feel like this study is almost like
Somewhat
if you
flawed.
have hands, you're a...
Yes, yeah, that's right. But they looked at all the
If I
psychopaths
was
and
to
they
think,
had hands.
Max would be the name of a psychopath, I think.
Or a dog.
It's a real, like, and Max is like axe. It's like axe.
Well, dogs are kind of psychopaths sometimes.
Oh, yeah, I mean, that's a good point. Yeah.
Thanks, Max.
All right, Max, you're in the running to go to Tokyo.
Amazing. Thank you.
Beautiful work. Caitlin's in Mandurah. Morning, Caitlin.
Hi.
All right,
Okay,
look at
then.
your hands, Caitlin.
Yeah, mine's definitely shorter.
Yeah. So your index finger is shorter than your ring finger, you giant psychopath.
I can't believe you study,
I know.
Nath.
I'm sorry, the numbers aren't adding up. I reckon they've got it wrong. I reckon it's flip side.
Yeah, I
Because,
agree.
Like,
Because pretty fundamental error, isn't it?
well, Harry would be a psychopath.
I know, of all of us, clearly.
What?
Yeah.
And Caitlin definitely isn't.
Caitlin, just quick question. Have you ever murdered anybody?
No.
Okay, see?
That's right.
I love a good horror film and got told watching horror films makes you one. So.
Oh, really?
I like watching horror films.
Yeah,
Sean
but then you,
doesn't,
no,
so
I can't,
he's
because I can't
clearly
sleep
not
that
as-
night. Every
yeah.
time there's a noise in the house, you're jumping for
You are
joy.
such a giant poussoir.
And not-
Thank
not for
you,
joy.
Caitlin.
You're in the running.
You're in.
Good
All right.
luck.
Hey, Leisha.
Hello.
Is your hand telling you're a psycho or not?
Well, I definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So your index finger is shorter than your ring finger.
Yeah.
I think everybody's is. Who has a giant long index finger?
No one said nobody.
Or someone that's murdering someone right now does.
No, that's not possible.
You're in.
You're
for
in
a
the
shot
running, Leisha.
for
Good luck.
Tokyo. Hey, Lorraine.
Lorraine. Hello.
Good morning.
All right, Lorraine. We know you're a quiche, but are you also a psychopath?
Well, my hand doesn't say so, but I'm sure other people would think I am.
So are you saying that your index finger is longer than your ring finger?
Yes.
Is it?
No.
No.
No,
Now
it's
you're just
confusing,
lying
isn't
about
it?
it, Lorraine.
Yeah, it's
now you're just lying
confusing,
about it.
Okay, you're in the draw anyway, Lorraine.
Yep,
Thank
good
you.
luck.
All right.
And
Hi,
number
Gemma.
Hi.
Hi, Gemma.
Hello.
Are you
Where
going
do
to
you
murder
sit on the
someone? or what?
psychopath scale?
It looks like I'm a psycho, isn't it?
Yeah.
We all are.
I know, right?
Well, this
I
is
think
fine.
this research is
So we're
absolute
all
nonsense.
Is that really accurate? Is
Yep.
that,
Oh, no,
is that
I mean,
accurate?
it's a study. But apparently we
Yeah.
are all commonly now associated with what they call the dark triad of aggressive behaviour.
Oh, that makes
Wow.
sense in this room.
Yeah.
No, I just think that can't be right
No,
because
it's
all
nonsense.
of us are.
It's so many.
Are you
Yeah,
telling me that a
statistically-
scientific study is wrong?
Is it scientific or was it just like a year 4?
Well, if I am a
science class?
psycho, maybe then that study's not right.
Yeah.
Canadian researchers. Oh, Canada.
Yeah, Canada. Come on,
see?
Canada.
Come on. All right, Jem, good luck.
You're in the running to go and see Taylor Swift in Tokyo. More opportunities. You can hit up the Nova Player app. You can go to Nova FM as well, or just get on air with us at any time. Plenty more opportunities.
Nathan, Nat, and Shaun podcast.
There is a show happening right now. It must leave Perth on the 8th of February, so you can still get tickets through Ticketmaster. We are talking about and Juliet playing Crown Theatre. And the man playing William Shakespeare is none other than Millsy.
We had to have him in.
Good morning. Hey, how are you guys? Welcome back.
Thank you.
Thank
Hey,
you.
Mills, you were just asking off air about, because we've come back off a break, summer break. When you finish every musical, you do a lot. What do? Do you disappear from society for a bit like we do?
Yeah. Like there's sometimes I've gone to. I remember a few years ago I went to Crystal Creek, south of Gold Coast, and just immersed. Yeah. Just had by myself. Had ready-made meals just come and get delivered, and massages, and just bushwalks every day. Just did a whole lot of nothing.
Just to decompress.
Is this a retreat?
Yeah, like a little retreat. No, not one of those ones with the colonics and all that sort of stuff, but like just a normal, just by yourself.
You literally just retreated from the
in a
world.
rainforest. Yeah.
And what did you do? Did you just sit there and think?
Yeah, sit,
went for
read,
a walk.
Yeah, read books.
Did you
How
have a
long
creative
for?
output? Did you write? Did you?
Yeah, I wrote this. That's a few years ago when I wrote a show. I wrote my own one-man show called Rob Mills is Surprisingly Good. Come on.
How did you workshop
Is
the
that
title?
from a review?
It came off the back of years and years of reviews, even like personal interactions with people on the street, where people are like, "Oh, you're actually not a bad bloke." I'm like, "Why is that actually? Or why is it
So
surprising?"
to be honest, I remember honestly around the Paris Hilton thing.
Thank you for bringing that up. I appreciate that.
The tabloids were gunning for you as being a dickhead.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
No, but they were.
That was the other up late host. Yeah, that was the other up late host. I think that was Hot Dogs.
Yeah. Oh, Hot Dogs. Remember Hot Dogs? Did you ever watch Hot
He's
Dogs?
a real
David?
estate agent in Perth now.
I know.
Is he?
Yeah.
What? Oh, well, I take it back. Love you, Simon.
No. Simon's great. He was a Big Brother contestant, and then suddenly he got off there and he was offered a late night show. He would have got paid $7 for it, by the way.
Mate, I can tell you how much.
I
I can tell you how much because I did the one for Channel 9 a few years after that, which was good because it taught you all about how to do live television. So you're getting paid basically from midnight till 4 in the morning to talk, to sell, to whatever. Anyway, it was $500
A show for 4 hours work.
Yeah.
4 hours, not
where
and it's
you
non-stop.
are, and you're saying they would be asking people to call in and stuff like that,
Yes.
and like
Some people pay tens of thousands of dollars for like presenting courses and classes and stuff. Man, just getting paid
You
for
got paid for it.
Yeah, it was great. Anyway, enough of that.
My shared memory with you is when we did Friday night live.
Amazing.
Oh, it wasn't for me.
You didn't love it. See, I was a huge fan of It's a Knockout as a kid. Also,
I was
very
excited
that-
about the concept.
Yeah,
though. But so this was a thing on Friday nights. They would have the Big Brothers contestants compete, but then they decided to get other shows and different actors and stuff to go against each other. So there was the Big Brother team. There was me, Reggie, and Vesna.
This is the Idol team
against Idol, and there was you,
it was me, and Millie, and there it goes.
And that other person.
I've killed a few brain cells over my lifetime.
But when we had to go, when we were doing all the paperwork for it, they said put in your fitness between 1 and 10, and I went, oh, probably an 8. Anyway, I got to realise
you weren't an 8.
I'm not an 8. I was probably. Remember the first challenge was like a foam obstacle course you would see in Gladiators, or whatever, but it was covered in soapy.
Great memory.
It was covered in soapy water. The only
Millsy's hearing this for the first time, and he was there.
The only reason I remember this so clearly, Millsy, is that I remember I was probably 10 seconds into the first challenge and wanted to die, and I thought, oh my god! But
I loved it. I thought it was such a fun concept. I wish that would come back. It's a knockout. I saw Gladiators is back.
Yeah.
Queen Liz. I haven't watched it yet.
No, it was on last night.
Don't say that.
I quickly went to the tennis.
Okay. Well,
it's terrible.
Okay, I'll give it a go. I have to give it a go. I love Queen Liz.
I mean, we do.
No, Liz is great. I mean, Liz isn't doing anything
Liz isn't the
wrong
problem.
there. Yeah.
I'll give it a go.
But then again, you do come from a world where if someone says to you, I want you to wear black and silver lycra and it's going to have feathers and furs and a cape.
I'm in.
You're used to costumes.
That's right. I love it. Also, speaking of, the costumes are like award-winning in this show that we're doing in Juliet. Yeah, they are so
So are they
cool.
the proper...
No, they're sort of like a cross between street and old school Elizabethan, Victorian kind of.
Yeah, it actually works though. You go, how are they going to do this? And the costuming's great.
Yeah, we're all in like Nikes and Reeboks and Pumas and stuff. It's awesome for the dancers. They're like, finally, I can wear shoes that I can actually move in.
So,
and you're surprisingly good in this show, Millsy.
Thank you.
Heard that before?
It is. Look, I've always wanted to be involved in more sort of comedy-based shows, and this is so funny. So the writer is David West Reed. You'd know him from Schitt's Creek. He was one of the writers on that.
Yes.
So it has this beautiful heart to it, like Schitt's Creek, but also so many gags that undercut all the earnestness, which is my kind of definitely my kind of humour. Very it feels very British and self-deprecating.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
If people haven't checked out Schitt's Creek, one of the best shows.
Yeah.
Oh, it's incredible. So this has the same heart to it.
So it's got that plus the music is banging.
Yeah, Max Martin.
Yeah, you know all the songs. It's amazing.
Do you know about Max Martin?
Well,
no, I never knew about him.
I had never heard of his name. Like I didn't. And even when I saw Anne Juliet, I didn't realise that the songs were written all by the one person.
Yeah,
I had no idea.
He's like Swedish Jesus.
That is
So
amazing.
wait, name some of the songs that were written by him. Go.
Hit Me Baby One More Time.
Britney.
Anything by Backstreet Boys, basically.
Really?
NSYNC, Celine Dion, Justin Timberlake,
Perry.
Ed Sheeran, Katy Perry, Taylor Swift. All of the 1989 stuff. That's
Really?
That's Max. Yeah.
It's amazing.
He'd be absolutely minted because he's written these songs.
Yeah.
And no one knows him.
And he doesn't stop. So when we were in Melbourne opening the show, Max was over helping produce the sound in the theatre. So the sound design is also by Max, who knows his sound, and Bill Sherman of Hamilton fame and also of Sesame Street fame, which is my favourite thing.
That's a great combination, isn't it?
Yeah, the music producer on the show.
What a CV.
It's so cool. I love Bill. And anyway, Max is still working to this day. He's like, oh, can I just bring some friends into the rehearsal? Like, yeah, bring him up. So Troye Sivan pops in. Ed Sheeran came into Melbourne. He goes, oh, we're just working on some songs at the moment. So Max is never stopping. When I was in LA a few months back, I was like, do you want to catch up for a whiskey? And he's like, I would, but I'm in New York with Miss Grande. I was like, oh, whatever. Whatever.
Right.
What's she ever done?
Amazing.
What's she
writing her new song?
And you had a grande from Starbucks.
Yeah,
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Very similar, Max.
What was the song that you released after your Idol thing?
Just don't say one. There was a whole album.
What was your big song?
Miss Vanity, hit it.
Yeah.
Oh, he's got it. Here we go. Thank you. Love that. That is good producing. That is very good producing. Okay, so it's 20 years this year.
You need to re-release.
Do I do the 12-minute version like Taylor Swift?
Got it.
Is it a bit Blink-182 or something? What were you going
Got
for?
that vibe, doesn't it?
What were you going for?
I was going for what the record company told me to
Yeah.
at the time. I remember having to record this vocal when I was very sick. They're like, look, we need it. I was like, can I just wait a week till I'm not sick? They're like, no.
No, the world needs Miss Vanity.
Number six on the charts. And if it wasn't for Outcast Roses,
Yeah, right.
it would have been top 5. That came out. But it's okay. I understand Outcast Roses is a very good song.
Yeah.
So, okay, that was your big
So I
hit.
have a top 6 single.
What was do you have a favourite song that you released that wasn't celebrated, but you thought, you know what, that's bloody good. That should have had some traction.
Actually, a few years later, my brother bet me like $100 that I'd never get on Triple M. So it was. So there was.
It's always been my goal.
No joke, because I love rock and roll music.
Yes.
I played in pubs all my life. And there was a fire relief fund thing. They're doing a big charity day one day, and they said, "Look, we'll donate whatever song." And I said, "All right, well, I'm requesting. I'll pay $100 to it'll go to the charity if you play Rob Mills's 'That's All You Are.'" So I rang my brother. I go, "You owe this charity $100."
You did it. You did it. Taylor Swift is playing a big part in your life at the moment, isn't she?
Yeah,
she's almost taken over.
My partner is a Swiftie. She's a full-blown Swiftie.
What's your partner's name?
Georgie Tunney. You'll
This
see
is
her.
Georgie Tunney. She's on the project.
Georgie.
Yeah.
She's on the project. She's on the project. That's okay. It's only been 5 years.
By the way, marry her already. Come on.
We're working on. We're fiancéed, but both of us hate planning anything. So, but she has been planning this. So she's doing a Taylor Swift podcast called Ready for It.
Yeah.
So every week, a couple episodes drop about every single era about Taylor Swift in the lead up to her very first concert, which I think is in Melbourne. I think the first show.
So it's sort of like a hot dub time machine. But
You go back in time.
So she's going back through the era.
Yeah, so you learn all about Taylor Swift through her and her friend KP, who was the music producer on the project. So they both mad Swifties, but they both argue with each other, which I really like.
That's funny. And so by the time the concerts start, you've had the entire back story of every Taylor Swift album and song. Amazing.
And Millsy, she's surprised at how well it's doing.
Mate, it's number 7 on the Spotify charts this morning. She sent me a message, so she is 3 hours ahead of us.
Yeah.
In Melbourne at the moment.
Cool. That's awesome.
Well done, Tunny. Well done.
We were exploring the back catalogue of Rob Mills, all the music that he's gifted to Australia.
It's
and
a
the
much
world.
shorter podcast, to be fair.
It's about 10 minutes.
Can you tell us about this song? This song is a song that
this is a song that was
got
actually
some feelings about.
Yes, it was gifted to me by I can't remember the songwriter. It was about 20 years ago, but I remember just going, I grew up listening to Tonic and Matchbox 20 and Foo Fighters, and I was like, this has got that same kind of rock and roll vibe. Fast forward to the chorus. Come on.
Let's get up there.
I mean, look,
Harry.
We cut the tapes tube.
We're so special.
Yeah. I mean, this is heartbreak. It was rain on the 4th of July because it was American songwriters. That won't play in Australia.
That happens all the time in Melbourne.
I don't know how many people have used eggshells in a song.
Yes, or stain on the front of my shirt.
That's all right,
Which strikes a chord with Shaun.
She's saying that she's all these bad things, you know? She's a stain on my front. You're the gum on my
She's
shirt.
the prickle in my thumb.
That's it. There it is. Oh, yeah. That's the worst.
Hey, Millsy, with this show, how long have you been in Perth so far?
So we've been in Perth since New Year's.
Yeah, how was opening night, Millsy?
Oh, it was great. I heard it was a really good party. I was sick with COVID. Thank you, Perth.
Yeah.
I've heard that Perth is sometimes a few years behind everyone else, but COVID's still here, so well done. It's
going gangbusters.
Yeah, 2024. Put on a mask if you're not feeling very well.
Yeah.
It's a good thing because it stops the spread. It does actually work.
My family Christmas was cancelled because of COVID.
Yeah,
my brother's family.
It's still rampant. Yeah. So it took me out of the show for about a week and a half, and I've still got this cough lingering. But anyway, I've been doing the show, and since we've been back
so
here.
you did it in Melbourne. So that was back in September, roughly. You finished up then, and then you went to Singapore.
Yeah, then we did Singapore,
and then you came here.
Yeah.
You've been playing this role for a while.
Yeah, but I love it. Honestly, it's the best show I've ever done.
Is this where it ends, or where's it going?
We go to Sydney, and we finish in Sydney. So we do another 5 months in Sydney.
Jesus.
Yeah, so we're there.
So knowing that, and then 5 months, that's the end, yes?
Yep.
Okay, so do you have your eyes on what's happening next?
No. This time around, I'm just really immersed in enjoying this show.
Yeah.
I'm like, there's a few things I'm auditioning for, but I can't say.
I can't believe you still audition.
Yeah.
Does everybody?
Actors audition, unless you're like high-end, Margot Robbie, Mark Ruffalo.
Yeah, but you're the first person picked a musical. You've done a lot. And everyone go, okay, you're a selling point.
Yes. You still got to audition, because a lot of the creative teams come out from New York. And
they
the
want
West
to know
End.
that you can actually deliver.
They've never heard
They haven't heard that song.
Yeah, but how many musicals have you been in?
Big ones?
Yeah, numbers. Yeah,
probably like 6, maybe.
6 is enough for someone to be able to have a look and go, we get it.
6 or 7,
Yeah.
You're doing all right.
Awesome.
I love it.
Well.
It is
keeps you out of trouble.
genuinely a great show.
The 8 shows a week keeps you fun.
And it's such a up and about show. Everybody loves it. I was talking to somebody that did go opening night, and he said even though you weren't there, still a brilliant show. He absolutely loved it.
Shaun is very good. Shaun,
they actually said it was one of the best
In fact, it would have been
they've ever had and probably will ever have.
I mean, you just say what they said.
I'm just saying what I heard. So.
Tickets are still available through Ticketmaster, but they're going quickly because it must leave on the 8th of February, so not too much longer. And Juliet, go and see it. Thank you so much.
Come see me, come see Casey, come see the whole team. It's the best.
So good.
Robert Mills, everybody.
Love you guys.
Robert Mills.
It's like
rock it out, guys.
We're going to play it all day today.
I wonder if my brother will give you $100 for this.
This is the Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
I tell you what, it's such a treat, isn't it, to know what's happening for our audience next?
Oh, just a massive dose of Ross.
I know, for me personally, I know that I've experienced it for the first time, and it was a thrill.
The boss is in the studio. He looked over confused, going, are they talking about Ross?
They can't be talking about Dave Nelly, what are you talking about? It's making no sense. Because I can see who's next. I don't get it.
Yeah, Harry was on.
I honestly was thinking
He was pointing at me. No, he's on.
So you were like literally looking at anyone but Ross.
That's our boss.
Hi, Ross.
Yeah, this is the first time I've spoken on air this year.
Yeah.
Great to have you guys back. It was definitely lonely. And
that's just because you had to fill in for us.
Yeah, the shifts were significantly longer. Without you.
Yeah,
so
but
good.
your self-confidence was never at a high point.
I know. You'll bring it back down shortly.
Nathan, Nat and Shaun is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au. Nova.